Welcome to Grace Among Us, the podcast where we unearth the many faces and places of grace and share stories of the power of grace in our human lives. Our desire is that this will inspire you to see grace in your own life and share it with others.
Hello. My name is Carri Richard. I'm a mindset coach, and I do that by day and also speak with my dear friend Ebony Gilbert on my very favorite topic, and that is grace. Hello, Ebony.
Hey, Carri. I'm Ebony Gilbert, as Carri stated, and I work in the healthcare field. And today I'm here to talk about, today, like a lot of other days, I think we have like 24, 25 at this point. We are here to talk about grace. And today we don't have a specific topic just yet. Maybe by the time we get to the end of it, we will.
Yes.
So we're
That's
going to
true.
spitball it. Carri, what's going on in your life?
Oh my goodness. Life is, first of all, I'm really thankful to be here. I'm really thankful to have this place and time and a dear friend to that is asking me what's going on in my life. A lot is going on in my life, and I get to choose. I could describe to you dramatic things that are happening that I don't care for, which I could do. I could also celebrate a kayak that is coming into my life so I can get out on the water because I'm surrounded by it. And I could actually do a little bit of both. And so life is full. The summer's ending, so it's a transition. I do have a teenager at home, so this is a transition time. The weather is cooling down. The trees here are actually starting to turn a tiny bit. Some of the
Already?
trees. Yeah. So I don't know if that's the weather or just, where we are. I don't know. I'm not going to figure it out. But there is a transition coming. So, yeah, that's the beginning. So what's going on for you, Ebony?
I've been following this hurricane in the news because I'm from Florida. Originally from Fernandina Beach, Jacksonville area. Spent 18 years there, and I lived in Tallahassee for 8 years. Tallahassee's getting,
Yeah.
pounded right now. So I've been following this storm, and being from Florida, I've seen a lot of hurricanes, a lot of storms. But you talked about the seasons changing.
Mm.
I think it's bigger than just where you are, because the surge they're expecting from this storm is not just because of the storm. It's about the environment changing and the seasons changing. It's bigger than just the storm. And I'm going somewhere with this. So there's a supermoon happening this weekend. We've had a couple here lately, but there probably won't be another one for another 10 years. Not like this. So this supermoon is falling in the same time span as this storm. So you're going to get a super tide. And global warming, climate change, whether you agree with it or not, the ocean is significantly warmer than it has ever been in history, recorded history. So these things that are happening to the environment, it literally beyond our world, beyond our planet, the moon is impacting the storm that we're trying to predict, but we can't predict the direct impact of these other things that are bigger than the storm. You follow me?
I know where you're going. I hear.
Where am I going, Carri?
Yes.
Bring me here. Come on.
Oh, I love that you said the moon, things outside of our world.
Mhm.
And if I put, it's a reminder to me that there are so many things that are intertwined that
Mhm.
I can't see, that when
Mhm.
I'm trying to control what's going on, or I think I know the right answer, or I just wish it was a little bit different, or or I start asking why is it like this? I am essentially, for me, I've got blinders on and I can't see the supermoon
Right.
and the
You're just
warmer
looking at your
seas.
storm.
Exactly. Exactly. And grace is all encompassing.
Absolutely. Ah, you went there with me. Thank you. So the storm, and you get to categorize it. So here's the thing about the storm. I'm going to keep going with the storm. The storm is categorized based on wind speed.
Mhm.
That's what determines if it's a cat 1, 2, 3, 4. Not the rain, not the rainfall. The rainfall is what causes the surge and does the damage. Wind obviously is very damaging, but the rain and the flooding is a massive problem. And it usually comes after the storm.
Yeah.
So if you don't prepare properly for the storm, during the storm, you get in the eye of the storm and you think, oh, it's better, it's better, it's better. That's short term.
Oh.
The other side is coming. And then even after that, when you think it's better and resolved, that's when the levee will break. That's when the dam gives. That's when the waters do crazy things. And it comes in phases. The seasons, within a week's period of time, literally 3 days, we'll go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And even with all of that, even with all those things I just said, the surge, the eye, the before, the after, the flooding, you still have to account for there's a bigger force. There's a moon. There's a global change. And when I think about this for the storms in our lives, we're both going through our own share of storms. If we set the expectation that it'll be over soon, it'll be over soon, it'll be over soon, that's good. That gives us hope. But is it realistic?
It's such a great question. When you were talking about the eye of the storm, it's when I have tough stuff going on, it can be very uncomfortable, absolutely uncomfortable. Uh and when there's any sense of relief, like the knee jerk can be, "Oh, it's over." Yes. Got through that one. And then, like you said, the backside comes through.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, exactly. And uh you know, it, when that backside comes through, grace is also coming with it. But sometimes
Absolutely.
I can get so, like, almost like I'm in the eye of the storm, the sky is blue. I've been in a couple hurricanes, nothing like Florida. But all of a sudden it's like this calm. It's like raging, and then
The
all of a
air
sudden the
smells
sky
different.
opens up, and that's like, "Oh my gosh, it's over." And then the back end or the bands or the other half of the storm comes through, and it's almost like I am standing there putting my fists up to that side of the storm, like, wait a second, no more.
I didn't
And
sign up for this.
exactly, and that's when I have to remember that there's grace in that half too.
So grace in the storm.
Mm.
The eye of the storm is never considered to be a good thing necessarily. That's grace though, because it gives you a break. It gives you a regroup moment.
Mhm.
The the other side, the weather after the storm reminds you of what's happening in the eye. You get that calm. But now you have a clear view of the destruction that's been caused.
Mhm.
And you take that step back and you go, again, oh, it's over. You go to bed, you think it's over, it's better. And then you wake up and there's water in your living room because the surge happened. Um, so, you said it earlier, you get a choice, right? We
Yeah.
can look at the storm, look at the destruction and everything, or you can see the sprinkles of grace throughout it. You know, all the grace in it. That storm today took a turn right before it went straight up for Tallahassee.
Mm-hmm.
They were expecting it to be a Cat 4, Cat 2. Like, there had been so much grace, even in the middle of the storm. And it makes me wonder, when we're going through these things, what choice are we making and how we look at it, you know?
And to your point of looking at it, so I want to go back to when they categorize storms, they categorize these hurricanes, it's based on the wind speed, right? But then there's this whole other concept of the surge and the water, which is extremely damaging. Wind can be damaging, but there's this whole flooding concept too that's not being measured. And the question I pose is, how are you measuring your storm?
How are you measuring it? Because the wind is short term.
Mm-hmm.
Once the storm stops, the wind stops.
Mm-hmm.
The surge comes afterwards and has the implications for far more lengthy, damaging situations. How are you measuring your storm?
Exactly. And I can say I have had many a storm where I measure its category, its strength by my emotions and my feelings. And I forget that these storms, at least in my life, the storms that come, there's also an immense amount of healing on the other side. And
Absolutely.
it's very hard to remember that or to categorize it in that way when I'm in the midst of it.
The restoration process, the healing,
Yes.
the restructuring. This is far left field. Go with me though.
Okay.
I've never been a Waffle House fan. I don't like the Waffle House.
Covered in
Sorry,
smother.
sorry, Waffle House. I've eaten there many, many, many times. It's not on my favorite place, but it's open all times of night and it's convenient. So when they get ready to remodel a Waffle House, they don't. They
Right.
tear the whole thing down.
Yeah.
They literally demolish it to rebuild it. And that's their version of remodel. There's something to be said about that.
A
That it has to
do-over?
be torn down
Mm,
completely.
yeah.
That it's worth more. It's a wiser investment to tear down the broken structure. And they usually do it before it starts to break down. It's on a time cycle. It's on a seasonal thing. It's more valuable to destroy it and rebuild it than it is to try to patch up or fix what's broken. So what if the storm is coming to prepare us for restoration? And if we were left to our own devices, we would never choose to demolish. That just intuitively feels like that's a lot more work, right?
Exactly. Can we just please just put a coat of paint on this? Come on.
Get a better grease trap, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you sidestepping your storm or trying to?
Right. When the
Yeah.
greater healing, the greater restoration, the greater good comes with the destruction.
Yeah.
It has to be broken. It has to be taken down. So, man, we're saying a lot of stuff here. There's a lot packed in here. But are you sidestepping your storm? The thing that allowed the opportunity for total restoration.
Yeah.
I mean, I just heard myself say that. I had to ask myself that on the inside. Have you tried to sidestep your storm?
Me too. And it's an appreciation of it's curiosity of like, wow, what is being healed in this process? Because I'm not liking it. It doesn't, I'd rather be. Sometimes I get in places where it's like I'd rather be somewhere else, something else, having something else. And it's like, well, what is the purpose? Like, there is healing. I do know on the backside of every storm, something has been healed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it doesn't mean you can't board up your windows. It doesn't mean you can't take shelter. It doesn't
Very
mean you don't pray. It doesn't mean you don't find comfort in God. It doesn't mean you don't surround yourself with the supportive things you need to make it through. You have to weather the storm. You got to make it through.
such good, there is a ton packed in there too. It's like you can take care of yourself through the storm.
You
You
don't sit
can
idle.
be prepared. Do not sit idle. And when the direction is to evacuate,
Evacuate.
you don't have to do it yourself, right? This isn't you against the entire storm.
That's good. So the messaging is not, oh, the storm's coming. It's going to keep coming. There's going to be more storms and more. It's kind of level setting the expectation, choosing your view, and then seeing the grace in it. But don't sit idle.
Yeah,
Faith without works is dead, right?
absolutely.
So I have faith I'm going to get on the other side of this. I have faith that it's going to bring healing. I have faith that there'll be restoration. It's going to hurt. There will be damage. I get all that, but I have faith. The works are what I have to do while I'm in it.
Absolutely. And for me, it's reminding I'm not alone, that there is something bigger than me at work, and
There's a moon.
Grace is present, right?
There's a super moon.
Yes. There's a moon, there's tides, there's
There are
warm
things
water.
happening.
Yeah. That are out of my control.
And are unpredictable.
Yes.
You don't get to be in control.
Of very little, except my attitude.
No one has ever tried to stop a hurricane. You can't do it.
We can't build some like supersonic net, right?
You can't do that. You can't do it.
And why would you? I mean, I know the easy answer is, well, if we did that, then nobody'd get hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have no idea why they come.
And why they come only in one season.
Yeah.
Why they only come in one season? It's watching the news, which is a horrible idea.
Yes.
Bad idea. It's watching the news. Not good bedtime viewing. But FEMA was making a statement about they're running out of money. They literally have $3 million in reserves a day before a hurricane hits. Mm-hmm. Why? Not because they're irresponsible and unprepared. Well, they didn't expect Hawaii to catch on fire.
Yeah.
So they depleted a lot of their funds and they were concerned. I mean, the head of FEMA is like making a statement saying, I don't know what we're going to, if this ends up being really bad, I don't know what we're going to do. And I was watching it thinking, oh man. So in addition to a storm and a supermoon and all these things are going on, the thing that we rely on to help us afterwards, it's kind of iffy. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, see, this is where you got to have a whole lot of faith. You've got to really tap into something deeper. We can't rely on the world to give us the inspiration that this is going to be okay. What happens now? And I don't have an answer, but it definitely begs the question, there's got to be something bigger and deeper when the things you rely on are knowingly not going to be there. What's the thing when you're at your worst, when you are feeling like I ain't gonna make it through today? What's your go-to in the tangible sense? I know you pray, but what's your go-to?
My go-to is I have a couple different go-tos. That's a great question. You know, a long time ago, my go-to was God doesn't give me anything more than I can handle, which I do believe. Another go-to is to get off the subject for a minute. Sometimes I can watch myself trying to measure, just like when you were talking about FEMA and all that's going on in Maui and that the regular standard procedures around a hurricane are not applicable to this hurricane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a reminder, I don't know how I'm going to get through the storm. And I want to look at a storm that I have going on right now and try to figure out, based on the past, how this is going to go. But that wasn't the question. I kind of went off the reservation. So, what are my
It's
go-tos
okay.
when
It's
I'm in
your
the middle
show.
of the storm? Oh, thanks.
Right.
One of the things is to do what's in front of me. Like, to be honest, well, I think we're always honest here, but I could, when I'm in the middle of a storm and things aren't going the way I want them to, and I am not feeling at my best, uh, it's to stay in the middle, to do the next thing. Like,
You're gonna hunker down.
yeah, it's like I could have called you and said, you know what, I don't think I can't do this today.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are in the very opportunity to actually move through part of it just
Mm-hmm.
by talking about it, just by, it's that is my go-to, is to not isolate.
Is that a learned behavior or is it just your natural inclination?
No, it's a learned behavior. That's a great question. For me, it's a learned behavior. How
What
about
was
for
the catalyst to lead you to learn that? Because when things are bad, I don't know if it's intuitive for me to. I've gotten better about it.
Mhm.
That's why I ask, but it's not intuitive for me to stay. I go into fight or flight, and I'd like to fly.
Yeah, what was the catalyst? The catalyst is about 16 or 17 years ago, when literally my whole life fell apart because I was trying to do it all myself, and I could not keep all the balls up in the air.
And you had to just stand still.
Yeah. Just stand still and, like, not, for me, it was not run away or just, you know, isolate. Um, yeah. And today I'm surrounded by people who do it too, who stay, who learn how to stay.
Staying power.
Absolutely.
That's good.
How about for you? What prompted you to learn to stay?
I didn't have a choice. I felt like I was running away and I was coming back to the same place. It was like running around a labyrinth. It was like, this is just taking me deeper and deeper in. I'd be better off if I'd stayed on that outer band. I'm running away with no direction. My
Yes.
steps aren't guided.
Yes.
So if I'm going to run away or walk away or escape or find a path of it, whatever evacuation, I need signs. If you've been on these roads where you see evacuation route,
Yes.
I need some guidance. I need some steps to tell me where to go to evacuate.
Exactly. Here, when we had Isabel, which was huge years and years ago, all the highways, they installed these big gates now. So, like, if we have an evacuation, not only are there signs, but, like, they close things down and, like, just allow
Yes.
the highways to go in one direction. Yeah. That is very different, to your point, running away or being guided to step
Yeah.
back or step away or geographically get out of the way,
Correct.
right? Yeah.
So it was trial and error for me. I can't just run aimlessly into the wind. I don't know if I'm going to higher ground or not. I don't know if what I'm running to is greater than what I'm running from unless my steps are guided. So after making that mistake too many times and landing in the wrong place, I'm like, well, this is quicksand. I was better off in the mud. At least I wasn't sinking,
Why
you
is
know?
this worse? What?
Like, so until I know the path, I might as well stand still.
Absolutely. Another a comfort or something that helps me to stay in the midst is, for me, God is only in the present. My access to or connection to God is only in the present. So if I'm running for the hills, trying to get away from this moment, I don't know that grace is coming with me.
It's not ordained.
Mm-mm.
It's not ordained. And I think once I realized that at my best, it's still pretty crappy compared to a guided step. Like my logic and my rationale at my best without the guidance of God sucks. Okay.
Yeah.
It is horrible.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear a small voice. It could be one step. I have so much more confidence in that one guided step than I do in my 18-page outline of what needs to happen.
Your professional project plan.
And my professional project plan sucks compared to one guided step, one small voice, one whisper.
Absolutely. And for me, often it is just one step. When I'm in the midst, it's one step. I hear one step, and when I take that step, I get another step.
You get another one.
Yeah.
You get another one. So after I made that mistake a few times, Carrie, I was like, so there's a method to the madness. And I should stop.
Be still, Ebony.
Be still. Be still. In my experience, when I'm still, it's not a matter of being idle. It's a matter of surrender. It's saying, God, I don't know what I'm doing, even though I think I do. My emotions are tricking me. And if they're right, tell me, because I got my plan ready. My project plan is ready to go. But I need you to validate it.
Yes. And what does that validation look like for you?
It's confirmation. I'm full of related stories. So I'll tell you this. I lost a watch. I don't know how long it was missing. Well, now I do, but at the time I didn't know. And I have a lot of watches. So I'm kind of a watch junkie. I lost it. And I was looking for it one day to add it to a document or something. No good reason. I wasn't even going to wear it. Couldn't find it. Became clear to me that it wasn't in the house. I still searched all over the place. Got all upset and flustered. It's happened over the course of like a week or two. On Saturday, literally this past Saturday, I stood in my kitchen and I said, Lord, forgive me for being so upset about something materialistic. Number one, I'm sorry. I think I'm deeper than this. I'm going to let it go. If somebody finds it, if I did lose it, and I wasn't sure that I lost it, but I knew I didn't know where it was. If I did leave it somewhere or I lost it, God bless the person who found it. I hope it adds something to their timepiece repertoire. But God, if you would allow me to find it, I'll be pretty happy about that. But if not, that's okay. So that was my surrender moment with this watch. And I'm talking about a pretty nice timepiece. Okay. This wasn't one of my lower end watches.
Wasn't a Casio.
It was not a Casio. Okay.
Okay.
So I let it go. And sometimes I do that. And then I really struggle to still let it go. But I really let it go. I ate my breakfast and I went on about my day. My mom called me a little while later. I didn't answer because I was in the middle of doing something. Fast forward to Monday evening. I call my mom and she says, hey, I called you on Saturday. I found your watch.
Of course you did.
You did what? She said, yeah, you must have left it here 2 times ago that I was home. Not even the last time. 2 times ago, which lets me know it was missing for a lot longer than I realized. Didn't even miss it.
Yeah.
But I had my surrender moment. Once I let it go and I surrendered, she literally found it at the same time I was standing in my kitchen cooking my breakfast.
Yeah.
Seems small. That's how I know that the surrender works. There's always a confirmation moment. The prayer was answered. The confirmation was he heard me immediately and tried to answer immediately. I didn't pick up the phone. I didn't answer. But the confirmation, when I open my eyes to it, I can see it. It's that thing that you've been praying about and somebody comes up to you randomly, or you talk to somebody you haven't talked to in a long time and they say the thing that you've been praying for that you weren't quite sure was aligned, and you're like, oh, how'd they know? That's when I know that the step has aligned with my project plan. But it's usually after I've surrendered the project plan.
I'm gonna go so far as to say it's only after you've surrendered.
Yeah, when you let it go. All right.
Yes, exactly.
Hands off.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Do what you do, God.
I have a dear friend who says hands off pays off.
Yes,
And
I like that.
yeah, I'll tell you, there are miracles. That's when the miracles happen. And surrender, it's such a it's a funny thing, because if I'm surrendering with the idea of an outcome, I am not
You're not surrendering.
Exactly. Just like you said, hey, God, it'd be really great. I'd be very happy if I got this back. And if I don't, it's okay.
It's okay.
And if that is truly, it's almost like we open the floodgates and God's like, watch what I can do.
I like your heart in this. Now you're aligned with where I need you to be. And I'm not trying to trivialize problems and storms and the desires of our heart and the things that upset us and get us all flustered. Mine was a watch that particular day. It was a lighthearted example. It could be anything. It could be a ailing loved one. God save my friend, my loved one. But if you don't, I'll still love you and praise you. You know, it could be anything. It's not about a watch. It's not about, whatever thing you want to put in that moment.
It's about
control.
It's about the attachment to it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's I had a friend who says, wear life like a loose garment. And when she first said that, I was like, what are you talking about? But that is exactly. And man, there's a lot in this one.
It's juicy.
It is juicy. Oh, I just forgot it was so juicy. It'll come back.
This has been good. The unscripted grace has been good. Wrap us up, Carri.
Okay. All right. Grace is just, it's so vast and it's so amazing. And I'm so glad that we could come here and talk about hurricanes and grace and attachment, and forgiveness is in there. It's in amongst the in amongst the words today. And if you are going through a storm, just know that grace is there for you. And my hope is that this can touch someone who is out there going through their own storm, and just know that even the back end, there is healing.
There's healing.
Just keep walking through. So how about you, Ebony?
It's not just about us. The storm never hits one house.
No.
Storm never hits one location. It touches down and it keeps going. You may not even get hit by the storm. You might be in the outer bands.
Yeah.
So just piggybacking off of what you said, you're not by yourself. And God will give you an escape route if it's part of your guided steps. He'll tell you when to hunker down and when to evacuate. He'll guide the steps if you let him. So I echo everything you said. And thank you for your openness to start us off with your vulnerability. I appreciate it. Thank you all for listening. And we love to hear from you.
Absolutely. All right.
Until next time.
Yes. Grace out.
Grace out.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know. We love to hear from you, and share it with a friend. Also, please be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted. We hope you're leaving with another pointer to grace, a new perspective that will light it up in your own life. Until next time, be well, be bold, be kind to yourself, and be on the lookout.